That's good. Not only will it keep you relatively dry, it will provide a fantastic view of the monitors up above. If anyone wishes to change aisles at any time during the show, no worries, but please do me a favor. Please do not go under, over, or through the handrails to switch aisles. Just go to the ends of the aisles where you can switch there safely. And we would both like to welcome you to Disney's Hollywood Studios Backlot Tour. We're giving you near tour right here at the Special Effects Water Tank. The water tank such as this that play major roles in action filmmaking today. It is here that the explosive, out of control mayhem that you have seen in films such as Cruise Design, The Rock, and Pearl Harbor. Can be great musical large scale, physical, and mechanical effects. These effects are then good as a carefully planned out sequence of events. Now today you are in luck, because we're filming our own action sequence entitled Harbor Attack, and we'll be using many of the same special effects that directors like Michael Bay use in their films. What's your name?
Jim.
Jim. So this is Jim, everyone. Say hi, Jim. All right, gonna step back right over here, Jim. You can cast as a mechanic on the PT boat. Your scene takes place in the interim below the water line. Are you ready to go for a swim? Sure? Well, unfortunately, I'm not. So you're gonna follow Amanda into the recreation right over here. Now today we are filming two scenes, but not in order that they appear in the script. Oftentimes today, movies are filmed out of sequence, which means actors have to react to a situation that hasn't even happened yet. That can be a little bit of a challenge, so it is up to the director to provide, shall we say, the proper motivation for the scene. Just remember, you have just lost your engines. Roll playback and action. Pick up the boat, talk to the mechanic. Oh no, you got the red one right over there. Let him know the names have been shot out, and you're gonna take on a little bit of water.
Welcome to the second portion of your studio Backlot tour. As you make your way down the ramp to the proper house, please make sure you keep your entire party together, as this will ensure you are seated together on the same tour shuttle. If you have a wheelchair or electronic vehicle, please stay to the right as you exit the proper house so we can better assist you. And finally, if you have a personal stroller, go ahead and fold it up. It's going along with you on the tour. Thank you. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
The press has always been known as the fourth estate. The fifth estate has emerged recently, and it represents the brave new world of citizen journalism in the internet age.
It's a story about the rise of this new idea that information could be transformed by being published in its raw form.
Give a man the mark, and he will tell you the truth.
The internet has changed everything. It's forcing systems to reorganize.
Tyrants as well should be left. This is not a documentary.
In the case of WikiLeaks, there already exist a number of really good documentaries laying out the facts and the chronology of what happened in this case.
That's not what we're doing. We're presenting the bigger issues. And the attempt was never to say, oh, this is it. This is the right way to look at this material. It was to show all sides of a complicated issue in the form of a journalistic thriller.
The future has just begun. The fifth estate tells of the friendship between Daniel Donchak and Julian Assange.
This bank is hiding billions of dollars in offshore accounts.
Former head of Iceland's biggest bank has been accused of fraud.
It's a very intense journey.
We took down $1 billion bank.
This is crazy. There were nobodies, computer nerds, and then becoming famous very, very quickly. And then it all went wrong.
This is the biggest leak of classified information in history.
You lie to everyone. You lie to me. Our lives are at risk here.
The movie doesn't really come down on one side or the other when it comes to deciding whether transparency in the form of WikiLeaks is good or bad.
We're on the verge of a major international crisis.
He's not a journalist. He's a threat to national security.
Well, the story's not over. The story's not over.
This is information the world needs to know.
If you want the truth, you should seek it out for yourself. That's what they're afraid of. You.
Winds in the east. Mist coming in. Like something is burning.
Hi everybody, and thank you for standing so nicely behind that yellow safety line where it is, of course. Nice and safe. Alright, as the shuttle comes into the station, we will come to a full and complete stop with the emergency doors. Those automatic doors are going right before your very eyes. They are big, they are mighty, they're coming right at you. So please wait behind that yellow safety line until that door opens all the way to the front. Once it's all the way up and not moving anymore, then you may watch your head, watch it up. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, folks.
Hello everyone, my name's Don and welcome aboard. We're heading into the backlot of Disney's Hollywood Studios. This production area was built in 1988 as a Florida counterpart to the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. We included sound stages, recording studios, high-tech editing rooms, all the tools needed to create movies, TV shows, and radio broadcasts. We've even got our very own water tower too. It's up ahead on the left side of our shuttle. We call it the Earful Tower. It's inspired by the water tower Walt Disney had built for his Burbank studio in 1939. Our Florida tower stands a lucky 13 stories high, and we added our own creative touch, a giant set of Mickey Mouse ears. If you wanted to wear those ears, you'd have to have a hat size of 342 3/8. Up ahead, after the next bend in the road, you'll have a perfect opportunity to take a picture of this famous icon. In the world of entertainment, every project starts with a screenplay and a lot of creative ideas. A production studio is where the ideas of writers, producers, and directors are transformed into an on-screen reality. Within these huge spaces, filmmakers can literally create their own worlds. Our Florida sound stages are soundproof, weatherproof, and most importantly, air-conditioned, all vitally important for the cast, crew, and equipment. Many of the crafts needed for filmmaking are located right here on the lot. On the left, we have our own greens department. It grows flowers, trees, shrubs, and topiaries. A few well-placed plants can cover up empty spots in the set and add a touch of natural beauty to a scene. On the right are two vintage World War II aircraft. But these P-40 replicas were created specifically for the big screen, even though they look as if they could join the action at any moment. You might say these high flyers are real characters. Oh, keep your cameras focused to the right. We're coming up at that perfect angle at the Eiffel Tower I told you about. It's a true masterpiece. We're entering one of our most glamorous and colorful departments, creative costuming. Every star has to have just the right wardrobe, and it all begins here with a designer's sketch. Our team of designers, seamstresses, and tailors can turn 1.5 million yards of fabric into over 25,000 costumes every year. Many of these costumes will become part of the shows and attractions of the Walt Disney World Resort. In fact, here in Florida, we have the largest working wardrobe department in the world. Why, Mickey Mouse alone has over 175 different outfits to choose from, while Minnie Mouse keeps more than 200 unique costumes in her wardrobe. On the left are costumes worn by the stars in recent studio productions. You'll probably recognize some of those costumes from the big screen. Every story needs a setting, and our design staff can create just about any place a script calls for, from an urban city street to a remote desert canyon. On the left is our scenic shop where large-scale sets and props are built. Our team of set designers, carpenters, artists, and engineers has created caves and caverns, game show sets, even replicas of the U.S. Supreme Court and NASA's Mission Control, all on our sound stations. The shop also provides sets and props for our shows and parades here at Walt Disney World. The same skill and craftsmanship that goes into a movie set can also be used to create magic for our parks. Either way, it's all about making dreams come true. Now we're entering a zone we call the Boneyard. It's an outdoor storage area for oversized props and vehicles. Cars, trucks, boats, planes, we often save these props in case we need them for future productions. In this Backlot collection, you may find real working vehicles, non-working mock-ups, and even large-scale miniatures used in special effects shots. Large-scale models create a more convincing illusion on camera. We're now passing by the sets for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. On the left, you may catch a glimpse of the Mediterranean fishing village that sets the stage for this thrilling attraction. We'll get a closer look at it soon, but for now, we're approaching one of the largest standing sets on our back lot. It's over on the right. It may not look like much from this angle, but it's pretty spectacular on the other side. This is great, folks. The production crew has just given us clearance to enter the set.
Hello, Backlot Tour. I'm Amy, a production coordinator here at the studios. I can see your shuttle heading toward our canyon set. I've given your driver permission to come in and take a look around. I'm up here with our effects crew, and we're getting ready to shoot a test sequence. Oh, on the way in, you're going to be crossing a wooden bridge, and things may get a little bumpy. So please, hold on to your belongings, especially hats, cameras, and glasses, and keep an eye on any small children in your party. And of course, please remain seated at all times. Welcome to the set. As you can see, we brought the bare, dry deserts of Southern California to green, typically humid Central Florida. This set is based on real locations that our production designer took pictures of. Our set crew spent about 6 months building the canyon, but we've used it for a number of TV shows and specials over the years. For our upcoming production, the script called for a tanker truck. We found this one in our boneyard, but it was too big to drive into place. So we picked it up with a crane and set it down here. We're up on the overhead platforms, and I see our director has arrived. As soon as the rain effect is ready, we'll begin the sequence. This sudden shower is really just a special effect. We've rigged up a series of water nozzles just above your tram. The water sprays in a crisscross pattern to create a sense of depth, but this storm only covers the first few feet of the set. Okay, it's showtime. Everybody stay seated. Hang on to your belongings and watch your children.
Okay, well thanks Amy for giving us access to the set.
Hi everybody, I'm Clay Hall, the director of the new Disney Toon Studios animated feature, Planes. Looks like the historic aircraft on the right is getting into the spirit of our new film. You know, it would fit right in with Dusty Crophopper, El Chupacabra, and all their high-flying friends from Prop Wash Junction. Now that plane was known in airports across the country as November 234 Mickey Mouse, or the Mouse for short. You know, back in the early 1960s, Walt Disney himself used this plane to scout locations for what he referred to as the Florida Project. His team purchased many acres of land here in Central Florida, but they kept the Disney connection a well-guarded secret. Eventually, the secret was out, and the Walt Disney World Resort became a reality. I hope you enjoy the rest of your tour, and I hope you enjoy Planes.
On our right, we once again sweep past the magnificent Mediterranean village of our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. This high-octane attraction is based on the hit show from the Walt Disney Studios Park in France. In this action-packed production, you'll feel like you're right there on the set during the filming of a spy thriller, complete with custom-built cars, motorcycles, even jet skis. You'll experience the split-second timing, coordinated driving, and fiery special effects that make action movies a real blast. The staging area to our right is known as Acceleration Alley. Here, the custom-built stunt show vehicles rev their engines up to 70 miles an hour before making their high-speed entrances onto the stage for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. Of course, these are professional stunt drivers. We hope you'll enjoy their daring driving skill. On the left, we've reached our second boneyard with more historic props and vehicles. When we reuse older props in a new production, they're often refitted with custom parts and given a whole new color scheme. You might not even recognize them the next time you see them on screen. For instance, coming up is our friend Herbie the Love Bug. He went through a special demolition derby makeover. Those dents and dings were added on purpose, but he can be polished up as good as new for his next starring role. On our right, we now have a very different view of the fishing village set. From this point of view, you can see that there is no inside to the buildings. They are just false fronts or facades. In the movie business, set builders only create what the camera has to see. It's an old movie trick dating all the way back to the silent era. To add to the sense of realism and avoid the cost of set building, many of today's television shows and movies film on location in cities and towns across the U.S. But out in the real world, you've got to contend with noise, traffic, crowds, and various visual elements that may or may not belong in your film. Here on the Backlot, we can avoid these problems because we created our very own flexible urban environment. Our Streets of America facades can stand in for a small town or a giant metropolis. As we come around the last corner on our route, you'll see the skyline of New York City in the distance. It's really a series of painted flats, expertly designed to fool the eye and the camera. We can dress and decorate these streets to look like any city we want, from Chicago to San Francisco. Depending on the choice of vehicles, props, and costumes, we can even turn back the clock and set our story in a different time. And what's more, these sets are built with Florida weather in mind. They're made to withstand 100-mile-an-hour winds. You're welcome to visit our Streets of America anytime during your visit today and get an up-close look at the skills of our set designers and builders. We've just about reached the end of our tour. Our final stop is the American Film Institute Showcase, where you can see the actual costumes and movie props used in some of Hollywood's most...
All right, folks, we are reaching the end of our Backlot tour. We do hope you enjoyed it. As we are exiting out, please wait for the shuttle to come to a full and complete stop. Once it does, I will open up the doors for you. Once I open the doors, please remain seated till the doors have fully